Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 22nd May 2024. In this video, we are going to discuss several points. One is related to Nifty and Bank Nifty, the analysis we did on last Sunday and Monday. And they are still giving good results for us. And the second thing is about the high liquidity zones. And a few other points also we are going to discuss, the data issues and commonly asked question about the validity of the zones in MIT, WIT, DIT reports. And also I would like to provide you some tips regarding the analysis of the reports, because a good number of people recently completed our course. Now you want to build your experience and want to move towards the professional way. So you are participating in the discussions. So I must appreciate all our efforts, because this is the way people will build the skills. So I need to give you some tips. Otherwise, sometimes you might be moving in a wrong way, and which I don't want to happen to you guys, because I want you people to travel in the right path. So this is the main agenda of this today's session. First, let's start with Nifty and Bank Nifty related trades. See, we have seen yesterday 5 minutes high liquidity zone has given a good trade, and after that again the supply zone has given another trade, and prices were closing yesterday near this high liquidity 5 minute zone. See, today this 5 minutes high liquidity zone is violated. If anybody would have taken again another trade, definitely it would have been a stopped out trade for you. So let me delete. Anyway, this is no more valid. I am deleting this zone. But see this fine-tuned zone. This is the one we did in our Bank Nifty analysis video. The recent video, if you refer, this is the analysis we did. This is a 75 minutes demand zone. This is a normal demand zone. Still, why I told you in our analysis this is a good zone? Because it is having a very good fine-tuned structure. So inside we have a fine-tuned 15 minutes demand zone within the 75 minutes. Again within this 15 minutes, fine-tuned 15 minutes demand zone, we have a fine-tuned 5 minutes demand zone. Generally, I will tell you guys to do the fine-tuning. But in this video, I have shown you this fine-tuning because I want you people experience the power of fine-tuning the zones. That's why I gave you a sample example. See, today what happened? Surprisingly, prices entered into this fine-tuned zone. After that, see the huge rejection from this zone. That means there is a very strong institutional order flow in this arrow mark area. So let me delete this arrow mark to avoid the confusion now. See this. The prices entered into this 5 minutes demand zone, took the entry, and see the rejection and see the movement. In just 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes, it gave you 500 points move in Bank Nifty. Can you imagine how much profit you would have earned in just 30 minutes? But I am sure many of you would not have taken this trade. The reason is this is happened during the last 30 minutes of the trading session. If anybody would have taken in F&O category, definitely you would have got a very good profit today. See, sometimes we get opportunities, but we miss the opportunities because of not proper timing. Here timing is not good for many people. But time played in a different way. That is the power of the time. That is what we people call it as a fate, right? So whoever would have taken a trade, because such kind of fine-tuning the zones are very powerful. That's why I have drawn this zone during the analysis. Generally what I do, I draw only high liquidity zones to tell you support and resistance. But in this video, I have drawn this zone, I have fine-tuned the zone during the analysis discussion. Generally I will tell you guys do fine-tuning, but I did it for this zone until 5 minutes level. Please refer the Bank Nifty video, analysis video. We have already discussed this. And see the power today. You have experienced the power. And moreover, 75-minute zone is not a high liquidity demand zone. This is a normal demand zone only. But why it worked so well? Because of the 75 minutes time frame, the trend is uptrend. If anybody would have taken this as a DIT trade, you would have got a very good return today itself. So this is about Bank Nifty. What about Nifty? Nifty has given you today from high liquidity zone. See, yesterday from this high liquidity zone, it has given you around 75 points. This is the 15 minutes high liquidity zone. Inside 15 minutes high liquidity zone, we have this fine-tuned zone. Further, you want to deep fine-tune today up to here. Still, you would have got an entry today. Those who want to go a little deep, because yesterday it is already tested, anybody would have want to take a deep entry and take a trade, still you would have got a trade today. See here, you got the trade. And until this is a 5 minutes, this is a 5 minute zone, drop base rally. This is 22,530 around. $535, 22,535 around approximately. And you would have got your entry at 22,603, or you can say 605 approximately. Because a little inside around, just roughly I am calculating. So around 70 points move. 65 points, or maybe because we added a little extra, around 65 points move you would have got today. After that, prices went. You might be thinking this zone is violated. Actually, high liquidity zone is not violated. Only this fine-tuned zone is violated. Inside, let me delete this fine-tuned zone. Still, the prices are in 15. See, this is 15 minutes HLQ supply zone. See, here on the top, you have one more. Maybe you can, there is nothing wrong in drawing. This is not a great leg out, but still, some order flow will be there here. This is again fine-tuned area, 5 minutes, you can assume. And today, prices just touched and closed after that. At the closing hour, see here, let us assume tomorrow again with a gap down or something, it is moved out, you have again a rally, 2 base candles and a drop, a new fine-tuned 5 minute zone will be created, because still it is a high liquidity area. If tomorrow with gap up prices move up, probably this 15 minutes high liquidity zone will be violated. Anything will happen, we never know. But we all know that every high liquidity zone will be having some expiry period, but we never know when it will be. As long as it expires, we can take multiple opportunities, whatever it is giving, we can take. But one last trade, probably it will be stopped out. You may get some loss in that. But before that, you might have enjoyed several trades, the profits. We have already seen, see, today it gave a profit from this, from here to here. Just now we deleted a fine-tuned area here. Around 65 to 70 points move it has given today. You may ask a question, why prices are moving from here up? Because currently it is in the trending market. In the trending, the normal demand zones also will give you bullish trade setup. Definitely one would have planned a long trade here, but definitely you don't take, because this is the last 30 minutes trade. But whatever it is, your trend is your friend. Trend is helping you to move the market up. So this is about Nifty and the Bank Nifty, what we have already studied. And one point, one announcement I have to make. In case if this is your first visit to our channel, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel, click on this community tab. You will get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to the training videos. Just click on this link. I'm clicking on this link. Now we get into a playlist called Supply Demand Zone Price Action Course. Here you have 58 training videos are available so far. And all the training videos are kept in an order. You just need to scroll down to the bottom of this page. Here starting from lesson 1.1. Now you please check all the training lessons are available in the order. So please go through all these lessons in this order. Study one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this YouTube video description. Please join in the Telegram channel. It will be helpful to you. Each time when we release a new YouTube video, we will provide an update in that channel, and also any other important updates also we will provide in that channel. Now let's continue with our discussion. Yesterday we identified two high liquidity zones, but both the zones you have seen experienced some data issues. See here, our software reported this as a valid zone. This is a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. That is what our software identified. Drop, 3 base candles and a rally and follow through candles. But when you draw in the trading view, you have seen this entire zone is pierced. Because there is a data issue in Saturday. Saturday we have a special trading day. The special trading day we have experienced some data issues. Even Nifty also we have seen. But later on trading view corrected that. Somebody would have complained. So they corrected the data. And remaining stocks they didn't correct. Then you may ask a question, how our data is corrected? Because we are taking our data from NSE. Already we are purchasing our data from NSE. So mostly our data will be having accuracy, more accuracy. Which data? Our NeoStock, whatever the zones we are publishing. I am not saying 100% our data is valid. But I can say 99.99% our data is valid. Why I am saying the 0.01, sometimes our data provider also make some mistake. Sometimes I have experienced a couple of times. That's why I am not saying 100%. They make errors sometimes. Their softwares make errors while processing the data from a NSE server. It happens. That's why 100% we cannot say, but at least 99.99% our data is reliable data. Trading view also mostly they will take care, but sometimes trading view also we have seen some issues. But very rare. Such kind of situations, special trading days, the servers that day they won't, because NSE itself is conducting this special trading day because of a certain objective. They want to test certain things in the live because they are shifting to the live servers, backup servers. So definitely some errors might be experienced. See, this candle is such kind of candle. This is at 10:30. See, market is opened at 9:15 and I think they closed around 10 o'clock or 10:15 they closed. After that again they opened at 11:30 or 11:45. While closing, maybe some kind of error might have happened. See, generally sometimes we see freak trades in the market. Freak trades. So some unexpected move in the data. Why this unexpected move? Some kind of errorness in the processing algorithm. At the time they pick up a few, maybe 1 or 2 trades of a wrong trades. And those 1 or 2, just 1 trade or 2 trades. See, the entire candle is looking like this. But actually, real order will be somewhere here. But just a wrong trade is happened, just 1 trade or 2 trades, not more than that. Candle looks like this, such a big candle, but actually it is not real. Later on, exchange has to rectify this error and they should correct the data, or your data provider should rectify these errors. Many times what happens, data providers, they don't do this. Why? Because most of the data, data providers, most of the stock brokers we are choosing are discounted brokers, because their brokerage charges are very less. But at the same time, their services also, they may not be as effective as the regular brokers. Regular brokers, they spend some time and they have a lot of staff, and they will take care of different issues. Probably their team will correct such kind of candles at some point of time. But discounted brokers, what they do, they just leave this. Even TradingView is also sometimes such kind of things, unless you complain about a particular stock. If you complain, then their support team will be correcting that particular stock. I have experienced previously 2 years back, almost continuously 1 month or 1.5 months, I've been interacting with the support team of TradingView for a particular certain issue. The same issue I will show you today. We had a lot of exchange of messages. Finally, I fed up and I left interaction with them. So the next stock, Motherson Sumi, when I discuss, I will tell you. That was the stock I interacted with the TradingView supported team. Okay, so this is the one. Probably in my data provider has taken care of this freak trade and corrected the data. That's why our zone is not pierced, the report. It is a valid zone. But if you look into TradingView, you see, this zone is pierced because of this freak trade. Anyway, I told our members to ignore this because they have some doubts. Anyway, while fine tuning also, this is not, we don't have 15-minute zone, but there is some opportunities there in 5 minutes. Just because of this error data, we might have missed those opportunities. How we missed today, I will show you. So when I try to look into this, fine-tune this zone, 15 minutes, there is no proper 15-minute structure here. You may say, see here, there is a drop, there is a base candle rally. No, this is not a valid rally candle. See, if you draw a zone like this, what will happen? See, entire leg out candle is there, part of the zone. Leg out, always remember, leg out candle should come out of the zone. It should not close inside the zone. Such kind of zones you have to ignore. And moreover, this is a ERC candle. So that's why I am not comfortable with this 15-minute structure. I still remember yesterday, based on this point, I suggested one of our members when I asked about this candle. Anyway, you can ignore this zone. But if you look into 5 minutes time frame, very interesting thing you will see. You have a very good 5-minute zone, drop, base, rally. Let us draw this 5-minute zone. See, several times the prices are testing from this zone. Maybe it could be a high liquidity zone. Again, see, again drop, 2 base candles, rally. New zones are getting created. It could be a high liquidity zone. Some people may take, because it is high liquidity, they may go for an aggressive trade. You already learned aggressive trades. The high liquidity zone can be part of the aggressive trades. Even though it is not part of fine-tuned zone, but this is part of this 75 minutes high liquidity zone. That way some people may plan to take a trade. Aggressive trade. See, today what happened? The price gave an entry, but slightly pierced. But anyway, it is within the stop buffer. See, after that the move. So we gave very big move. Extraordinary profits you would have got. But who disturbed our entire planning? this freak trade. Having error data, this error data spoiled our opportunities today. Because of this, we just ignored this. But if you would have done a deep analysis without this candle, you might have identified a high liquidity zone. Maybe it may be high liquidity or may not be high liquidity. But multiple tests it is supporting. At least 80% you may trust this, or you may feel this could be like a high liquidity. There is nothing wrong in planning a trade. If any, and moreover, risk is very, very small here. Very small risk. So because the risk is very small, if somebody would have taken a trade, you would have got an extraordinary profit. It looks like the zone is pierced, but anyway, it is within the stop buffer, because very small level, the piercing took place. After that, see the huge rejection. But who disturbed our trade plans? This is the candle. And where is this candle? In TradingView we have seen. But our software, it did not show this zone is a pierced zone. This is a perfect zone. Because this correction has been taken care in my data. Whatever the data I am using for NeoStock software, in the data, this candle is corrected. The data provider is already corrected this candle. Because he corrected this candle, and which is not reflected in our analysis, software analysis. Software has identified this zone is a normal zone, it is not a pierced zone. Because we have seen in the report, pierced count is 0 for this. But TradingView, when we draw, we have seen this is a pierced zone. See how it disturbed our plan today. Otherwise, how much profit you would have got today. This could have been your aggressive trade. Because of doubt, when we have doubt, what we do? We don't take trades. Okay, if we miss the profit, fine, but we don't want loss. Our first priority always we give for not taking risk. Everything should be perfect, then only. But because of this disturbance, some mistake in the TradingView, it has created an issue. See how you missed this trade. And the second problem also I will show you. Mothers and so many. I already interacted with the TradingView on that day. See this? This is the 75-minute zone. Look here. How our software displayed this. There could be two issues. Issue 1, issue with our data. Previously, once it happened in my data, one of the stocks, it has drawn the zone, TradingView, the data went up. Finally, I realized mistake because one of the corporate actions missed. Why I missed the corporate action? Generally, it won't. The reason is previously once NSE shifted from old website to the new website. You are all aware of this. At the time, the data updation was problem in the NSE. That way, somehow our software missed updating one of the corporate action. Maybe little late they published the data, but by the time we assumed the corporate action is not there. So I think it is ITC stock, if I am not wrong. It happened maybe a month back, recently only. That's why I remembered. So immediately I went and corrected the data and then again regenerated the report. At the time, there was no stock for ITC. ITC or HAL. I think one of these stocks. I didn't remember, but one of these stocks, we got this error. So that might be possible also for here, right? Yes, but I know this issue. The reason is I already interacted about this. I think it will be there in the support tickets. Help center, it will be there previously. Yeah, this is the one. See here, the corporate action demerger is not applied. not applied adjusting historic data. Without adjusting historic data, demerger the charts displays the data with huge gap down. And also technical indicators are providing wrong indicators. To verify the data issue, please refer. See which stock I was referring? Mothers and Sumi. There was a GMR Infra is also they have given. Both stocks they didn't do. And these people are telling some stories. Analyzed by our team. Again they are saying our type 2 team analyzed different sources and haven't found any charts. But actually there was a demerger. Then I provided a long analysis discussion with them, and these people are not really willing to accept. See how much discussion we had on this. So many days we discussed. That's why remember this Mothers and Sumi, there is a data issues. Our software I have already taken care of that. See today when we drawn the zone, see trading view data is already violated this zone, but according to us it is a valid zone. But the zone should not be like this. The data should go up. This data should go down. Something it will be there. I don't know, some kind of mess up they created for this demerger. This demerger happened during this period. I think 14th January or I think around 14th January or 15th January 2022, sorry. See this huge gap. This is Friday 14th January. So they didn't take care because of this. Otherwise this zone would have been a proper zone today. But in our software I have already taken care. I referred BST data and accordingly I calculated approximate value for the demerger. And I have adjusted the data. So it worked. That's why it is a valid zone today. But the only problem is it is a 21 zone. Even though if TradingView would have taken care of this, still if it is a valid zone, TradingView also, in case TradingView also, we would not have taken a trade because the TradingView data is not available, 5 minutes data in the year 2021. So we don't know whether it is a fine-tuned zone is proper or not. That's why we would have avoided this trade. But what I am trying to tell is not about fine-tuned zone, about the data errors. Okay, TradingView, these kind of errors you see very rarely. But otherwise you can trust their data. Except these special trading days. Or these demerger they didn't do properly. But recently Reliance demerger we have seen, at that time they have taken care. TradingView. Some important stocks in Nifty 50 stocks they are taking care. Other than that these people are doing some not giving importance. You have seen my ticket right in the year 2022. I discussed with them a lot. A huge discussion happened between me and the TradingView support team. But still the issue was not resolved. That's why it is displaying as this zone is violated. But according to my software, this is a valid zone. See today, both the zones, we are in a dilemma to trade because of these data issues, some special data issues. And these special data issues unnecessarily, or I don't know, not unnecessarily, unfortunately, that is the right word, unfortunately happened on the same day. Fortunately or unfortunately, whatever it is. It happened on the same day. Now third issue, this is the issue between me and our some of our subscribers. I would not say issue, some discussions are happening. That is Cummins. So Cummins is a 15 minutes, the DIT trade. This is the one. See that zone I have drawn? Drop, base, rally in TradingView. See here. You are saying 1430 it is tested the zone, but it did not test. In TradingView it did not test. Even in my software also it did not test. See, software reported as it is a zero test. Zone is not tested. TradingView also clearly telling you it is not tested. Generally in software, I already keep some buffer before the zone. It need not enter into the zone. Just reaching the buffer, software will consider the zone is tested. I added some entry buffer. The dynamic entry buffer concept you already learned, right? Okay, that calculation is different based on the volatility in the market conditions. There's so many other rules based on that. This buffer will be changing. That's why I named it as a dynamic buffer. The buffer is not fixed. It will change time to time. Maybe within the dynamic buffer, this price might be a little short, maybe few paisa. The price would have been short. Generally up to this much level, if the price comes, my software will consider the zone is tested. Actually, price did not enter. Still you are seeing 0. That means the dynamic buffer set for this zone is also not reached. Maybe slightly it missed. So that's why when you are seeing a tested zone, don't ignore the stock. Because I am considering dynamic buffers, and because my algorithm is different. The way how I am considering this testing, everything, there are different reasons for that. Even though the zone is tested, you please draw. Ensure the prices entered into the zone. Then only you consider the test. Otherwise, you please consider that as a fresh zone. Even though software is reporting, it is a tested zone. But this zone, even they came very close to this zone, still my software is reported as it as a fresh zone. Because shortly the dynamic buffer, maybe software a little, maybe a few paisa or maybe 1 or 2 rupees before it might have missed. Because this is a 3,600 rupees stock, 700 rupees. So slightly, maybe few paisa or few before, the dynamic buffer would have been missed. That's why software still reported as a 0 test. But some of you are saying your prices already in your charts, the prices entered into this zone. But check here, it is not there. Maybe either in this candle, this is the closing candle. Maybe in this candle or in this candle, the freak trade would have happened. And it would have been corrected by both TradingView as well as my data provider also. The NSE. The NSE data. They have taken care. Maybe your data providers, maybe you are using some discounted brokers. They would not have taken care of those freak trades and would not have corrected the errors. That's why for you it is showing the zone is tested. So that is the reason why always you not only look into the timestamps. You are seeing leg in timestamp, how many base candles, leg out, that is what you are seeing, right? And then you are drawing in your charts. Please also look into zone high and zone low. I mentioned in the report, when you have such kind of conflicts, look into zone high and zone low. If you see in your zone high value and zone low value difference with whatever the zone high and low values I am publishing in my report, if they are different, probably, if few paisa difference, okay, you can neglect. Because in my software I am doing a dividend adjustment, sometimes you will be seeing in paisa. And TradingView, what they do? TradingView, they will round the value to the nearest paisa. That is, suppose 63 is there, they will round it to 65 paisa. Suppose 01 paisa is there, 100 rupees 01 paisa, they will round it to 100 rupees. If it is 100 rupees 3 paisa is there, they will round it to 100 rupees 5 paisa. But my software won't do the rounding. There are different reasons for that, why I didn't round. But except those 1 or 2 paisa differences, you can accept. But otherwise, if you are seeing a huge difference between the zone high and zone low value that I am publishing in my report, and zone high and zone low value you are seeing when you draw the zones in your chart application, then definitely you need to suspect there is something wrong in your chart application. Because I know many of you are using discounted brokers, maybe they might not have corrected the errors, data errors. You may ask a question. Maybe there could be an error in your chart data also, right? That is also a valid question. Because the data I am using might be having an error. Maybe my data provider has provided a mistake. Because of that, the error might be there, right? So that's why what I do, if my data as well as the trading view data, if they match, at least I can confirm that two data are having same data. See, trading view also same data is there. And that data I published in our report, the zone high and zone low. You see the same. See, what is the zone high here? The zone high is 3684.85. If you look into the report, my report, also it will display the same value. I already verified, 3684.85. And what is the zone low value? The low of this leg out candle. The zone low here is 3652.45 paisa. I repeat, 3652.45 is the zone low. Same value will be there even in my report also. Because I am comparing both the data, so at least I can give confirmation that error is not from my end. The error probably will be in your data provider's end. Already our member described which data he is using, but it's not good to name their names here. So that's why I am not talking about who are those data providers. But you can check in the comment section of the video in the DIT report, yesterday's DIT report. See today what happened? Prices tested the zone and see the movement after that. Now it is price is moving, traveling towards this because it is a DIT trade. Probably you can hold, maybe in tomorrow or day after tomorrow it may reach this target. That possibility. Of course, in a negative scenario, this zone will be violated. It will come back and it will. That possibility is also there. Somebody would have booked the profit today itself. Maybe near the closing hours, they might have felt this is good enough. They have already got 1/3 of the. Many people, you know what they do? After reaching 1/3 of the total report, total target, they will exit from the trade. That is some people's strategy. Because it already reached 1/3 of total target area. 1/3 is already reached, maybe they would have exited here, some people. And those who avoided, this zone is tested, probably it would not have been. See, I got a doubt, maybe it is an error in F&O stocks. I was thinking maybe you are referring F&O stocks. I checked F&O also, but F&O actually you cannot compare. F&O always price movement is different because F&O prices are based on some premium values and discounted values. That's why you won't see, you can't rely on the F&O charts. Drawing charts on the F&O is not real good choice. If price comes here, see today we got an entry. Exactly at the time, whatever the price in the F&O, with that price you have to take the trade. Let me show you F&O. I already verified, you will get clarity. Here we have a drop, base, rally. Here also, F&O also, it is not tested. I have calculated 30 paisa gap is there from this zone. See here, there is a gap. A small gap. This small gap is around 30 paisa gap. Even F&O also it is not tested. But if you look into F&O, did you get a trade today? See the difference. Prices didn't enter into this zone, but equity it entered. Why this gap? Because maybe there is a premium. The premium value is not letting the prices entering into this. F&O will be traded based on the premium values and discounted values. They will be changing from time to time. Because of that, you will be missing some trades. Sometimes zones will be violated, but actually equity stock zone won't be violated. That difference is because of the discounted value or premium values in the F&O. That's why it is not valid to draw the zones in the F&O. From the beginning, I am against when people are talking, Why can't we draw the zones in F and O? I'm against to that, because I know the mechanism how prices works. When price, sometimes there is a discount in the price, sometimes there is a premium in the price. How can you trust the data? So here prices are changing not only because of demand and supply zone F and O. Prices also changing because of the discount premium values and discount values in the market. But if you look into the equity stocks, prices are purely based on supply and demand. There is no discounted values or there is no premium values. Purely supply and demand in the market. No additional factors are influencing these price changes. That's why equity charts are reliable. But how we can plan your trades in the F and O? You take a reference from the previous, take a reference from equity stocks. When you get an entry, whatever the price is there in the F and O, with the same price, you have to take a trade. Some people are asking, I want to keep pre-market orders. If that is the case, if I don't refer F and O charts, how can I place the orders? Because once prices reaches here, whatever the price, that price we are taking. If that is the case, that's why that kind of mechanism is not good for taking pre-orders in F and O trades, is not a good choice. But still somebody wants to take. There is a calculation formula, there is a complicated formula is there to finding the premium values. Using that formula, you can calculate at least for that particular day, whatever the approximate value you can predict. That way you can, whatever the value price is there, for the price you add that premium value. That way you can calculate what could be the value at this entry and you can place the order. You have to do a lot of work, background work, calculation work. Especially those who wants to place pre-orders. That means before prices are entering into this zone, see prices are falling. Here itself we want to place an order. At the time you have to do that calculation part, and then for this entry value, whatever the value, add that premium value, and then you have to place the order. See, all these are all complications we have to accept. Okay, this is about data related things, what we want to discuss. And anyway, today we missed both these trades, Page Industry and Mothers and Sumi, because of these data issues. Everybody should understand that point. So no HLQ trades today. And data issues also we discussed. And the next one is a commonly asked question about the validity of the zones in MIT, WIT and DIT reports. Recently I have seen many people are asking a question. Is MIT report, whatever I am publishing today, are they valid only for tomorrow, or are they valid even after few days also? Or if I want me to put the question in another way, the MIT report I published 2 days back, can I use today or can I use tomorrow? The answer is yes, you can use. That restriction is only for high liquidity zone trades only. The 75 minutes and daily time frame high liquidity zone strategy what we are applying. I am not talking about Nifty, Bank Nifty high liquidity 5 minutes, 15 minute zones. I am talking about daily and 75 minutes HLQ zone strategy we developed. For that strategy, in that reports, those zones are valid for only for next day. Because we want to get 80% success rate in that strategy. That's why I defined that rule. But in monthly income trade, weekly income trade and daily income trade, you cannot put that restriction. They are valid, but some conditions are there. What is that condition? These are all the trend based reports, either bullish trade setup or bearish trade setup. That means uptrend or downtrend. Suppose after 10 days, prices reached the zone. By the time your trend is changed, then the zone is not valid. Suppose it is a bullish trade setup stock. your entry is on the 15 minutes time frame. If it is 15 minutes time frame, trend where you will look in 15 minutes time frame or 75 minutes time frame. Trend always will look at ITF time frame, not LTF time frame. Entry is LTF, but your trend is ITF. So for 15 minutes entry, ITF is 75 minutes. So in the 75 minutes trend you have to check. Assume after 15 days prices entered into your zone. At that time your 75 minutes trend is changed. Let us assume. How it changed? Because in between these 10 days a new 75 minutes zone is created, demand zone, and that 75 minutes demand zone is again violated after few days. Now trend is changed to sideways. Now your bullish trade setup is changed to sideways setup. Sideways setup I haven't explained so far to you guys. I will be explaining in one of the upcoming advanced strategies session. At present you are planning your trades only based on the core strategy, that is bullish trade setup and bearish trade setup. So trend, your trend should be either uptrend or downtrend. Uptrend you go for long trades, downtrend you go for short trades. Sideways we can take both the sides, we can take trades, both long and short. That is the advantage we get. But there are some restrictions are there. Without knowing those restrictions, blindly if you take the trade, sometimes you will get a hit. That we will discuss at that time. So if the trend changes, the zone is not valid. That is one point. Suppose still trend is uptrend. New supply zones are created. Because of new supply zone, at the time of taking the entry, the new target zone you are not getting the enough RR. At least the minimum 1:3 RR you are not getting. Or if you are a highly experienced person, the minimum 1:2.5 RR you are not getting. So without RR, you cannot plan a trade. So these are the few important points you should remember. That's why please remember, these zones are valid as long as the trend is not changed and at least a minimum RR you get. These are the minimum things at least you should take care. Of course, you should also focus on the price direction, locations. They also should not impact, but they won't change so easily unless a major things happen. But many times at least you should remember these trends will be applicable to you. The trend is an important factor you should remember. Hope you all got the clarity. Okay. Next, let's focus onto the third point. What is the third point? The tips for your analysis reports publishing at our YouTube comment sections. Because I have seen, because I'm always actually, I want you people to participate in the analysis of your stocks and publishing your analysis in the comment section. That is the best way to improve your skills. See, you see, every day I'm providing you my analysis video. Because of that, it is benefit to you. I also have an advantage. You know what? My learning also will improve. See, I cannot say I'm an expert. See, the knowledge I am having is like, it is just like a drop of water in a ocean. See how much now ocean is the knowledge. In that knowledge I am having just a drop of water. My knowledge is just a drop of water. That means still I have a lot of improvement. There is still a lot of scope for learning the skills. There is no end for the knowledge for anybody. If anybody is saying I am an expert, that is not right. I never should claim myself I am an expert. No, if I say that, it is wrong. Always our knowledge is limited. Maybe I might be knowing maybe 1 point or 2 points extra than what you people know. That's it. Why I know these 1 or 2 points extra than you people? Maybe because I am in the market for a long period, almost for the last 20 years. During these 20 years, I have seen several issues. So that extra experience I am having. Maybe because of that extra experience, I know 1 or 2 extra points than you people. Nothing more than that. Or some of you people also might be in the market for a long period. Probably you know some points more than what I know. That possibility is also there. That's why we should never claim ourselves we are experts. Always there is a scope to learn. Okay, while learning, what is the best mechanism is always doing analysis and sharing our knowledge with the other people. See, every day how I am sharing my knowledge with you guys. Exactly the same way if you are also sharing your knowledge. When you share your knowledge, what will happen? Discussions will take place. Some other members also will look into your analysis. They will try to compare their analysis with your analysis. They may identify a mistake in your analysis. Immediately what they do, they respond to you. See, this is what the point is missing. Immediately you will realize and you correct your point. And that will be registered in your mind. And you never make such kind of mistake again. Even if you make, maybe in a rare situation you may see. But in general you won't make. That means your experience level is improved now. What is experience? Understanding the things in a better way. Second thing is reducing the making number of mistakes. If you reduce making number of mistakes, obviously your experience is improving. So this is sharing this knowledge with other people always help you improve your knowledge. This is the best way people should do. So that's why I'm always encouraging the members. Make use of this comment section. But the problem I am seeing is when you are making when you are sharing with your knowledge with the other people or sharing your analysis with the other people, you are not following in a proper structured way. So I want you people to correct that. Everybody should be in a disciplined way. What is the discipline? Following same rules. So that way the discipline will come into the picture. So that's why I want to tell you the first point is the naming convention. Every stock you mention the name with a proper way. For example, you want to analyze Wipro stock. So specify, mention the stock name Wipro, but what kind of stock it is? Is it a WIT stock or is it a MIT stock? Because in a report you have both the stocks are available. So I want you people just keep a hyphen, use the word hyphen, Wipro hyphen WIT. If it is a DIT, Wipro hyphen DIT. Like that you mention. If it is a high liquidity zone, Wipro hyphen, don't specify just HLQ. Because we have daily high liquidity as well as you have 75 minutes high liquidity. Sorry, Wipro hyphen daily hyphen HLQ. That way you mention. Okay, now let me take this DIT as an example. Wipro hyphen DIT. Again within DIT, you have two types. It is a bullish trade setup or bearish trade setup. Either you can use a Wipro hyphen DIT, bullish or bearish. Okay, instead of bullish or bearish, better use the word long or short. If it is a bullish trade setup, Wipro hyphen DIT hyphen long. Now people will get clarity. Okay, you are talking about Wipro daily income trade, long trade you are referring. Just imagine you just wrote Wipro. How people will understand by looking into this? That's why naming convention is very, very important. And what you do, you type Wipro hyphen DIT long and continuation you will be writing your analysis. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You put this as a separate message. Don't write anything. With this caption, you just open the thread. Next continuation to that, in the same thread, in the reply message, whatever the analysis you did, you type your message in that, or you copy paste, whatever you do. So first the thread name should be separate, continuously separate. Wipro DIT long or Wipro HLQ, daily HLQ, long. Daily hyphen, HLQ hyphen, long. So that way you please specify. In whichever the report you are specifying, naming convention, if everybody follow the same naming convention, it is easy for the members to understand what you are telling. Otherwise, how do you expect, just like that if you write some message, how do you expect you get some good response from the other people? They just ignore your messages. First, open a thread. Why I am telling you open a thread? I have seen some people talking about same topic in 2 different threads. That means in 2 different messages. It is a waste of time. People are participating in 2 different messages or 3 different messages. There won't be any coordination among you people. And your time will be used in an inefficient way. You have to use your time in an efficient way. It doesn't matter whether you are using or somebody else is using. I mean, whether you are starting this thread or somebody else is starting this thread. That is not important. What is important in this thread, the message you are conveying, the analysis you are conveying, that is important. Again, analysis also. I have seen people are writing your messages just like that. Use some minimum things in your analysis. So this is first thread name. This is the one you have to take. After that, in the second thread, in your message, what points you have to do? In your analysis, at least the minimum things you should cover. The first thing is whether the zone is having a fine-tuned zone or not. If it is a WIT trade, MIT trade or WIT trade or DIT trade, whether it is having fine-tuned zone, fine-tuned 5-minute zone. You specify, mention having fine-tuned 5-minute zone. It is having fine-tuned 5. What is the, if you write this message, what is the confirmation? This zone is having a good institutional order flow. There is no rule that you have to plan your trade in the 5-minute zone in MIT or WIT or DIT. There is no such rule. Only HLQ zones only we take trades in 5 minutes, fine-tuned 5-minute zone. Only HLQ trades. But in MIT, WIT, DIT, they are trend-based rules. Price may not reach into fine-tuned 5-minute zone. Before itself, it will start moving up because the trend is such a powerful. But HLQ zones are not like that. Many times we trade against the trend. That's why fine-tuned 5 minutes order flows are very important. But in DIT, WIT or MIT, just specify it is having a fine-tuned 5 minutes. That means in your analysis you find this. Suppose if somebody's analysis they didn't find, then discussions will take place. At the time that person will tell you, in so and so price level or between so and so timestamp level, I identified a fine-tuned zone. Or maybe I did not identify any fine-tuned zone. Such kind of discussions will take place later. That is a very good. That way at least any mistakes you make, you will come to know your mistakes with these kind of discussions. Okay, what else you have to say? Next, specify the RR is available. How much RR? Specify the number. You specify identified 1:7 RR. Some people are specifying, but still this is not good. You are specifying 1:7 RR from type 1 proximal or type 2 proximal that you mention. So you have to specify like this. Identified 1:7 RR. From type 1 proximal. That way you specify. Or some people may specify identified 1:8 RR from type 2 proximal. In the same message, he will type like this. That way we get clarity. Instead of that, if you specify like this, 1:RR is there. How should I understand by looking into your message? Is it a type 1 proximal RR, or is it a type 2 proximal RR, or even worst case it is a type 3 proximal RR? How do I understand without proper information? So this is the reason why make sure you specify this. This point must be there in your analysis. If possible, try to follow the same order. There is no rule that you have to follow, but at least ensure these points will be covered. And if you are following same order, discipline will be there. So that every time when you are typing messages, you all will follow the same order. You won't make any mistakes. Apart from that, anything else we need to mention here? Zone is violated or not, that is one important thing should be there. Next, RR, that is the another important thing. I think I thought of telling you one more point. Did I forget anything? Okay, fine. Maybe fourth point you can specify. Your final conclusion. What is your final conclusion? It is a valid zone for taking trade. So it is a valid zone for taking the trade. Suppose if one of these things are not good, maybe assume you identified here 1:2.5 RR from type 2 proximal. This is the maximum you are getting. Type 2 1 means maybe it is even worse. Maybe 1:1 RR. But you are expecting a minimum 1:3 RR. But it is only 1:2.1 RR. So what is your final conclusion? It is not a valid zone. See here, it is not a valid zone for taking the trade. For not having minimum RR. This is what you can specify. Or maybe you can specify it is 1:4 RR. But now you are adding one more point, fourth point. It is a tested zone. So it is not a valid zone. As it is already tested. So this is the fifth point, conclusion. This is the way you can add. Now or you can specify it is a fresh zone. You may ask a question. Anyway, the report will be showing whether it is a fresh zone or not. No, I already told you. Sometimes my software identifies the zone as a tested zone even though the price did not reach into the zone. Why? Because software is using dynamic entry buffer. Once prices enter into the dynamic entry buffer, automatically the software identifies the zone is tested. But actually in reality your zone is not tested. That's why even the software tells it is a fresh tested zone, but in the real charts you identified it is a fresh zone. So you need to confirm. You should not reject the zone by seeing the test count from the zone. Hope you got clarity. So that's why you have to specify it is a fresh zone. Now it is a valid zone. for taking entry. This is the way you please mention in your, at least these minimum points you specify. First you keep a heading. Don't write any message. Just create a thread. Then immediately in the thread, your analysis points you specify. Maybe for bringing clarity, let me put the numbers in this order. This is the first point, this is the second point, this is the third point, and this is the fourth point. This should be the thread, the name, under this name. First create a message. Wipro DIT long, create a separate message. In this message, you, after that, below this particular message, the first message is the thread. Let us assume that is the first message is name of the thread. Under that, the second message onwards, your analysis, then other people's replies, everything will be there one by one in an order. That YouTube will take care of that. At least these are the minimum things I am saying. I am not saying only these points should be there. Any additional information you provide, always it will be helpful to the members. At least minimum these points should be there. It is very important whether the zone is fine-tuned or not. If it is a HIT trade, hourly income trade, you won't be having this point. Because anyway, HIT trade entry zone itself is 5 minutes. But remember, HIT zones I am not giving much importance. The reason is their lifetime is during intraday itself. Again, intraday also within not the whole day, the lifetime won't be there. Within first hour or half an hour, the zone's lifetime will change. So they are more sensitive, HIT trades are. That's why I didn't give much importance to that, mainly focusing because a lot of profits we get from DIT, WIT and MIT. I'm not saying HIT you won't get profits, you will get. At the same time, many trades also will fail, that possibility is also there. The overall market will be governing your HIT trade on that particular day. And also better don't carry your HIT trades to the next days. Let us assume all HIT trade reports will expire on the same day. But only DIT, WIT, MIT trades, they won't expire. Whenever trend changes or RR changes, at that time only those zones will be invalid zones. Or otherwise they will be valid until the trade takes place. So this is what I would like to tell you regarding this. And one more point before closing this session, the most important point, when you are asking any question, please try to save my time. When you are asking a general question, yesterday someone asked me, Cummins, the zone is tested. But where the trade, is it a WIT trade or is it a, that is in the DIT report, is it a DIT trade or is it a HIT trade? I don't know. Again, if I assume this, maybe this is a DIT. Again, is it a DIT long trade or is it a DIT short trade? How do I know? Without providing any information, if you are asking a question, I have to go and watch the whole video. First of all, I am not getting time for recording videos. There are many things. Some people are asking for everyday Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis. At least 5 minutes and 15 minutes. I am not finding time. When you are not helping me while asking questions, the meaning is, okay, you go to the video, you just watch and find wherever my trade is there you answer my question. That way, if you are asking the question, how can I provide you the answers? Specify the timestamp in the video. If you specify video timestamp 10:20, if I click on that, automatically YouTube will take me to that. Suppose in 9 minutes, 10 o'clock your question is there. So specify 9:20, 9 minutes 20 seconds. Automatically YouTube will start my playing video from that particular time. Mentioning timestamp is very, very important when you are asking the question. If it is a general question, okay, no issues. But specific content related to that recorded video, you have to specify the timestamp. Some videos are 1 hour videos are there. People are asking general question. How can I watch the 1 hour video? And recently I have seen a couple of members, they are just asking the questions. When I ask the question back, when I ask for some information, they are not at all responding. I am doubtful about those members. They are genuine members or they just want me to give some trouble. Because the questions also looking like that only. Simply making some wrong statements in the questions. This is wrong, that is wrong, they are saying. When I ask some question back, no reply from them. But again, next day they will ask another question. If I feel any suspicious about the members, I have the option to block those members. I can do that. Please remember. I am talking to those members only, not for the other members. I have my rights to block the members if there are any suspicious people. This channel is started just for the benefit of the people who are learning, having interest in supply, demand zone, price action. If you want to play games with me, I can also play games with you. Please remember. I am not a kid, right? Hope you guys will be within your limits. Whether you feel I am conveying the message to you or whether you feel I am giving warning to you, whatever the way you feel. But remember, you should be within your limits. Please don't do any show off here. Channel is going in a smooth way. People are learning the concepts. They are getting benefits. They are also making profits. My message is focus on your business. Don't enter into the other people. Otherwise, the consequences will be very severe. I am telling you directly. I know how to handle the things. Hope you understand. Okay guys, this is what I would like to communicate in this particular video. Hope today's information will be useful to you and also you will follow these rules. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.